Hey everyone, welcome back in the kitchen. Hope you had a great week and your weekend's going fantastic as well. Oh, mine is. Having a really great time. Weather's beautiful. Been outside a lot. Kids keep you busy. Really fun meal today. Really nice entree we're going to put together. Believe it or not, a lot lighter than you might think. With all these components, there's a lot going on. But this is going to be a good one. I had a great time putting this recipe together because I've been doing a lot of research, a lot of writing, did some testing, some playing. It really came out well. We're going to stuff a pork loin. Yes, love it. Get it nice and brown on the stove and then throw it in the oven. Pull it out, slice it up, nice and juicy inside with a fantastic stuffing. All kinds of fun stuff you'd never think to put together, but it's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and do this. I got here a nice trimmed all the silver lining and excess fat off. This is a 1 1/4 pound pork loin. I'm going to butterfly it open in the middle. And I want you to see that process and then see what it looks like. So nice sharp knife. Just going to cut right into that fat end there. And go all the way down to just about the end. And we're creating more of a pocket. We're not going to separate it into two pieces. We just want to make a pocket. Okay? See what's forming? Like I said, I don't want to go all the way through, so I'm being really, really careful not to get to the other side. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this open and just be gentle with it, kind of trim as you go. There. See? Open, pull back. Trim open, pull back. Trim open, pull back. And see, there we go. Now we've got a nice pocket. A pocket. No hole through the end, not two pieces. One piece, nice and open. Next step, using a rolling pin, a mallet, a meat tenderizer, whatever you have. Not a meat tenderizer. Use a rolling pin, maybe a little mallet. Put a piece of plastic wrap over the top and go down with that mallet till you get it about a 1/2 inch thick. So you want to take this butterflied open, thick pork loin, okay, and turn it into look at that, thinly done. See how open it is now? Exact same pocket. All I did was mat it down. Got a great mallet. Look at that thing. Just 1/2 inch thick at the most. 1/2 inch. You go away. You come here. Ha ha. Now we're going to take our pork loin. Make a stuffing to put in the middle. Roll it up. Seal it. Cook it. It's going to be so good. So, first things first, here's what we need to do. Take a Granny Smith apple. 1 Granny Smith apple is all you need. Cut really thin. I wouldn't call these julienne or paper thin. I wouldn't call them that thin, but just nice thin pieces. Okay? Granny Smith apple. I took 1/4 teaspoon of cumin and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Mix them together. Dump it all over this apple here. And just gonna get it all over. Just 1 apple covered in the seasoning. Cumin and cinnamon. Oh, ooh, I love that smell. I love the smell of cinnamon. I'm a seasoning guy. Have you not noticed this yet? Love seasonings, love flavors. Ooh, I love it. There, done. Set that aside. We need to add to our mixture. We can't just have apples. We need something else. Here we go. I've got 3 tablespoons plain breadcrumbs. Nothing special about them. No seasoning in them whatsoever. Plain breadcrumbs. 4 teaspoons of fresh thyme. I bought a big thing of thyme at the store, brought it home, took them all off the stems, chopped them up really fine and laid them out to dry. Put 4 teaspoons of thyme. 4 teaspoons of thyme. Ooh, I love it. Whew. And then look at this. What is that? Huh? Sour cherry preserves. Sour cherry preserves. Don't let the name fool you. They're really not that sour. They've got a beautiful dark color, but a fantastic sweet finish. A little bit of tart, but really, oop, oven's ready. Really sweet finish with a tart intermittent flavor. I'm going to mix that together. So I got the breadcrumbs, the cherry preserve, and the thyme. Okay? That was a half a cup, by the way, of the sour cherry preserve. Half a cup. There, look at that. A little bit of a paste. Ooh, I love it. Here we go. We are going to, right in the middle of the pork loin. I was going to call it a chop, but it's not a chop. It's a loin. Get all of it. We want it all right smack in the middle of that pork loin. I'm going to smooth that out. Okay. Next. Are you keeping up? See how easy this is? And it's going to be so good. Ooh, I love these flavors. There. Take your apples. I'm going to lay these apples in here. Now, like I said, I have one whole apple here, but I may not need that much. You can't exactly go get half an apple, but you could use one. I cut the whole thing and mixed it all up because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how much I wanted. That is really all we need. So let's go ahead and safely say that inside, thinly sliced, half an apple. Do just fine. Now, here's where you need to have a little fun with it. Understand that there's a very good chance that you'll make a mess. That's okay. Try to keep these at a diagonal. Now, if you notice, I'm pushing out on the exterior of this loin here because I want to get some space. And I'm going to roll all this up. I'm going to make it look easy. But I wouldn't exactly call it that. But I do want to roll it up nice and tight. Pull it back, roll over, pull it back, roll over. There. Look at that. How great is that? Huh? Now, let's rinse these off. Rinse and wash your hands. Now we have to make sure that we keep that secure. I don't want it to fall apart during the cooking process. So how do we do that? Two ways. Cooking twine is always great. If you don't have any, which I do not. Toothpicks. I'm going to toothpick it together. I'm going to keep the toothpicks, maybe what, 4 or 5 of them, all the way through. Let them run alongside or parallel to each other so that we can stay flat, because we're going to need a flat surface. There we go. There we go. There, I think we have done about as much sealing to you as we're going to do. We did it. Beautiful stuff. Now, done. Closed up. First things first, the biggest saute pan you've got on medium heat, 2 tablespoons olive oil. All right. And we are going to take a quarter of a teaspoon of finely ground black pepper mixed with a teaspoon of kosher salt, and I'm going to sprinkle it on both sides. I'll do the one side here, the side that we just sealed up, and I'm going to put that side down in the pan. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Okay, that's it. And we are going to go ahead, put this on the stove for about 2.5 minutes on both sides, just to brown both sides. There. 2.5 minutes on both sides to get both sides have a nice brown color to them. Then we're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees for give or take 20-25 minutes until we get it up to a minimum of 145 degrees temperature. Okay? So yeah, let's brown both sides of this and then get her in the oven. Yes. You hear that sizzling? So all I want, like I said, is to brown both sides. So I only need about 2 minutes to do it. 2.5 at the most. There we go. Getting a nice start there. And then what we're going to do next, as I said, we'll go ahead and throw it in the oven. 400 degrees for about 20-25 minutes. Get it up to at least 145 degree temperature. And then we're essentially done and ready to slice. One more step we're going to do towards the end of it, as soon as we're about to take it out, maybe in the last 3 minutes. But for now, let's just go ahead and get her flipped over. Oh yes, that is exactly the color we are looking for. Next thing that happens, into the oven she goes. Beautiful. I love it. See that? Just went ahead and browned one side, turned it over. Obviously we're not cooking. See how red and pink it is? It's not cooking, we're just browning the outsides. Gonna take it off in a minute, put it in the oven. I can't wait. All right. Time to get you off the stove. Now what I'm going to do here, you could do this one of two different ways. I'm transferring the loin from the saute pan onto a baking sheet. You don't have to do that. You can leave it in the pan if you want. I'm just not going to do it. But what I am going to do is pour those drippings right on top. Put this in the oven. And I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for 22 minutes. That'll give us a little lead time, and we can check it and see where we are. So while that's cooking, so the final step, the final piece that we're going to review, and we'll do this while it's in the oven and cooking, this is our glaze that we're going to put on top at the end, 2 to 3 minutes before we take it out of the oven. This is an apple Dijon glaze. Apple Dijon glaze. Whew, sounds fancy, right? Well, it's actually extremely simple. Put 1.5 tablespoons of Dijon mustard with 2.5 tablespoons of apple butter. I love apple butter. The cinnamon and the apples, it's such a great flavor. Just put it on toast, eat it for breakfast, maybe a dessert. Sorry, I'm getting off subject. Dijon, 1.5 tablespoons Dijon mustard. 2.5 tablespoons apple butter. Awesome stuff. 4 tablespoons honey. That's it. Stir it up. Call it a day. You get your glaze Whenever you have something that's been glazed, it's been cooked or reduced down, or a lot of times it has honey in it, because honey, when you put it on top of the protein and you cook it, it starts to form this shiny glaze look and slightly crunchy exterior texture, and it's so nice and sweet. So we combine those three things, the Dijon mustard, the apple butter, and the honey, and stir them together. Just let it sit, and right before we're done, 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes, we'll pour it on top and let it finish off in the oven. Fantastic, isn't it? Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. We've got about 2 minutes left on the clock. I don't know about you all, but I want a sneak peek. Oh, yes, sirree. Look at how that's coming together. See the way the toothpicks are? It's holding it all. It's cooking together. It's not popping open. I'm impressed. Let's check the temperature. Let's check the temperature, because remember what I said. Minimum safe cooking temperature of 145 degrees. That's the minimum for a pork loin. I mean, we're going to want it in the 150s, mid 150s for this household, but 145 is perfectly safe, nice and juicy. All right, so right now, we're at 143. You got clear juices running out, so that's a great sign. So since we only have a couple minutes left, let's go ahead and stop that. We don't even need it. Let's put our glaze on and let it finish with this on top. So I'm just going to smear it down. Yes, all of it, because I want it all to cook on. There we go. Now, spread that across the top. Man, is that a thing of beauty right there. There. I'd say about 3 more minutes in the oven, and it will be done. There we go. Fantastic. So we'll finish that up, take it out. Now once you get it out of the oven, you don't want to go ahead and start cutting that thing up right away. You want to let it sit. Steakhouses, nice restaurants all over, they talk about letting the meat rest. You want to let it rest for a few minutes. I'm going to take it out of the oven, sit it down on the cutting board, and I'm going to leave it for close to 10 minutes. Let it rest. Let it slowly come to final temps, everything together, cool just a little bit, everything form all nice, and then we'll go ahead and cut it into some nice thin slices. But we're going to let it sit for just a few minutes and let those final stages of cooking happen on their own in a room temp environment. While that's happening, that's the perfect time to make your side dish, whatever it is you choose to have with this. Personally, probably do some grilled veggies if we were going to have this right now, but maybe some nice grilled zucchini and squash or some asparagus. Fantastic with rice, a rice pilaf, some boiled potatoes. Nothing too overpowering. You've got a lot of flavors in there, right? We've got that glaze with the apple butter and the Dijon. We've got that mixture inside with the apples with the cinnamon and cumin and the cherry preserve. That's a lot of flavor. Don't want to overpower it with some super powerful side dish. I would not have au gratin potatoes accompanying that pork loin. Let's let the side dish be exactly what it's supposed to be, a side dish to the side, not overpower, not be more beautiful than the entree, than the main protein itself. Let all those flavors take over the plate. So something on the lighter side, like I said, some rice or some veggies. Nothing too fancy. But we're just about done. We're going to pull it out, let it go ahead and rest. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful. I think it is safe to say that the time has come. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. Let's turn that oven off. Once again, I'm not putting a hot tray right on the marble. I refuse to do it. Now, let's go ahead and get this off of this tray. We're going to let it sit for just a few minutes. Wow, look how beautiful that is. Fantastic. Huh? How pretty is that? How beautiful did that come out? Man, I hope this tastes as good as it looks. Quick tip. We use the toothpicks, not the cooking twine. If you were to have done the cooking twine, tie a piece into a little bow, then move down, cut it, tie another one, little bow, cut it, move down, maybe like 5-6 times. Whether it's toothpicks or kitchen twine, you really want to make sure you're paying attention to what's in there and how many are in there so you have them all when it's over with. So I know I've got the 6 toothpicks. I want to make sure I get all 6 of them out. Would that be a surprise, huh? Whee! Now we're going to let this sit for a few minutes and rest. Perfect time to make our side dish and then slice her up. So wonderful. Oh, I can't wait. It is time. It has been about 10 minutes. Let's get these toothpicks out of here so we don't mess that up. That would be funny. Like I said, remember how many go in so you can make sure to take out the exact same amount. Because that is sure not a surprise you want to give anyone. And trust me, those things happen. Always give a little feel just to make sure. Yep, got them all. There they are. Perfect. Now, let's carve this baby up into some beautiful slices. It's going to be amazing. Very simple. Don't have to worry about cutting on a bias or anything. We're just going to make some nice pieces. Make your life easy. Nice sharp knife. Ooh, it's hot. Don't be fooled. It's hot. And I'm just letting the knife do the work because I want to keep these ringlets. That's the presentation. That's what we're after. The aesthetic. So that your guests can eat with their eyes. Some people will tell you to keep the toothpicks in. Nope, I disagree. Take them off. Just hold it together with your hands or your tongs. And there. Beautiful. Done. Look how beautiful this came out. I mean, the inside here is just phenomenal. Oh, yes. Something like this, folks, doesn't need any help. Doesn't even need a side dish. Just give me a knife and fork. Huh? Wow. I sure hope that you've enjoyed watching this. Man, I hope you make this and enjoy eating it because I know that this is going to be fantastic. You'll love it. I love it. Family loves it. Oh, 'tis a thing of beauty. Well, folks, that's it for today. Huh? How amazing did that come out? Beautiful, juicy, tender. Look how pretty that is. Wow. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. Have a great week. Please give the video a thumbs up if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video with your friends. Join me in a few days. We'll do some quick tips. Cook another fantastic meal. I'll see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.